college softball action. Lyndon at the plate, Green Mountain College in the black uniforms out there defensively. Second game of a doubleheader. Lyndon with that 7-5 win in the first game. It was a tight ball game. Pitch swung on and missed, as that is Cass Nemeth Lazar in the circle for Lyndon. Emily Hale is the catcher. And Kathy Klein is the batter. And they'll hit the short, go to first, get the out. Davidson went the stretch at first. We'll record the game's first out, the shortstop. Actually, I want to correct myself. That's Shanley Casey who will make the stretch and get the first out, as I'm just getting my bookwork set up. And that's Chelsea Paul that made the play at short. Michelle Wilcox facing Lazar, and there's a pitch called a strike. Craig Bettis behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Rob Black in the field, and they'll be scooped up for a ball outside. I'll set the defense for you in just a second for Green Mountain College. The Eagles taking on the Hornets today. Game number 2 of the doubleheader from Polteny, Vermont. Green Mountain College, beautiful place. Come watch any type of sporting event, actually, and that's going to be a little blooper up and over top of the third baseman's head, foul. So this is a good time to tell you already that the pitcher is Cass Nemeth Lazar. Emily Hale, the catcher. Shanley Casey is at first. Jess Misha is at second. The pitch coming in will be in the dirt, and that'll be obviously a ball. Shortstops Chelsea Paul, third base Karen Davidson. Casey McGill's in left, Katie Jablonski's in center, and Kim Blank is in right. And that's the defense for Green Mountain, as that's going to be the second out of the inning, recorded on a strikeout swinging. And now Cassandra Lockup, and she's going to bat in the number 3 spot for Lyndon. Lyndon, in case you haven't figured it out yet, they're in their very familiar, very bright uniforms. Green Mountain College with the real snazzy black uniforms this year. And this is a fairly new field they use here, and it's pretty darn nice, to tell you the truth. A lot of construction going on around Green Mountain College. It's already a nice college, but it's a campus, but it's getting a lot of improvements. Swing and a miss on that rise ball outside. 62 degrees started the ball game. Got that temperature from the Channel 15 website that has the continuously updated weather forecast. You can also get it off the bulletin board on Channel 15. There is a pretty strong breeze blowing, but other than that, it's not bad at all. Bobbled around at second through the hole, and we'll have an error, and the game's first base runner on the ball hit off the end of the bat that went to the second baseman. So an E4 lock will be on, and that was Misha. They couldn't come up with the ball cleanly. Now in the cleanup spot, the pitcher, Natalie Shams, she showed bunt. The ball bobbled, the throw coming down. No, they're going to fake the throw, and it will roll back to the pitcher. So not a lot of damage done there for Green Mountain College. The base was stolen by Locke, and now Shams, the runner in scoring position, will swing through that fastball and had a lot of pop on it, and that'll be obviously a swinging strike. Top of the first, scheduled for 7. 7-5. Lyndon with the win in the game played previous to this, game number 1. There's the changeup, and that was fouled off, so the runner can't try to advance, and that was a good spot to throw that changeup. So what's been a learning season for Green Mountain College. That's up in the air and located and caught, and that's the inning. So Lyndon will strand 1. They'll not score any runs. We'll go to the bottom half of the first 0-0 on Munger Vision. Shams in the circle, Parker the catcher, and the first pitch from the Lyndon battery will be called a strike. In the foreground, you can see that Kathy Klein, the center fielder, in line with the shot. I really hate to move because she will move again. This is Hale, the catcher, leading things off here. Emily Hale. Sorry to say it's been a learning season for Green Mountain College. All are learning seasons, actually, but a very, very young squad. They've just gotten better throughout the season, and man, future looking bright. But let's worry about game number 2 here. As Shams will look in, get the sign, get the target, wind it up, and that will be fouled back out of play, and had a good beat on the ball. Again, Lyndon not able to score in the top of the first. They did strand a runner, as Lazar pitched very well in that first inning for Green Mountain College. The scoop on Green Mountain College is they usually have one disastrous inning per game that costs them. Just going back earlier in this week when they played Castleton, it was 1-1 going in the 5th inning. Castleton, of course, one of the upper teams in the division, and then it was a letdown late in the game, and that's going to be out at first base. Nice play. That 5-3 ground out as it's Locke to Tony. That's the first out. Now Katie Jablonski batting in that number 2 spot, the West Rutland graduate. The is a senior, one of the few seniors on this roster for Green Mountain College. And she has an excellent eye, and she obviously didn't swing at that pitch. It was high and well out of the strike zone. The sun is, for once, making an appearance here this spring sports season. That'll be called a strike up on the outside part of the plate. Jablonski with a 1-1 count right now. Yeah, and what happened right there, you can see that she never brought the bat back on that bunt attempt. She's trying to push it down the first baseline, and it's called strike 2. So a 1-2 count as Natalie Shams up in the count in the circle. The pitcher for Lyndon. And the Hornets and those bright uniforms out there. Those bright yellow uniforms out there. And they'll make it even count at 2-2. On deck past Jablonski will be Davidson. And boy, she got her. Great location on that pitch. That was really spotting the ball. So there's a strikeout for Shams, and now Karen Davidson up the third baseman. She has a very powerful bat. I've come over and watched a couple games this year. I didn't tape them. I came over and watched them. And some of the reasons were because they were on not this field, but they were on fields that didn't have a center field fence, so I had no spot to shoot from. And Davidson hit the ball very well. So 2 down, nobody on base. Davidson trying to get something started here for Green Mountain College. That pitch at the knee called a strike. Again, if the mercy rule is not invoked and Mother Nature cooperates, we will have 7 innings of college softball for you on Munger Vision. I'd like to thank Coach Jen Heath of Green Mountain College for allowing me to come out here and videotape Green Mountain College softball and present it on Channel 15 Public Access on Munger Vision. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about the other college just, about 5-6 minutes from here, down on Route 4, and that's a wonderful college. It's got a lot of things growing. As Davidson hit by the pitch, will be awarded first base, so with 2 outs, they'll get their first base runner on. But I got to tell you, Green Mountain College got a lot happening out here too, and they're making some noise. You should get out and check them out. Now Paul up, the shortstop, Chelsea Paul. See if they want to, Coach Heath, a very aggressive type of coach as far as sending runners and small balling, and right there at the time the runner didn't go and making a nice grab behind the plate was Erica Parker. She had to go up high and get that ball and keep it in play. So Davidson at first with 2 down, she was hit by a pitch that rolled across the plate and struck her in the foot ankle area. Paul set. And that's going to be a foul ball. As again, she did a little inside-outside swing there. So Shams looking to do what her counterpart Lazar did, and that is strand a runner at in the first, not allowing any runs to come in. And this time the runner will be coming down. There she is. I knew she'd be showing up, as Davidson will take second. So putting herself in scoring position, chance for Paul to drive in the game's first run. Shams set, windmills, and that's going to be a chance for Davidson to go to third, and she's in standing up, and that's big because now a wild pitch, pass, ball, error, anything like that with 2 down, runner at third will get that run home. You see the sun dots on the camera as I'm looking into that late afternoon sun. And she's coming. She will break home, and she's going to be safe there ahead of the throw. So Davidson, who got hit by a pitch and then advanced around the bases on some wild pitches, will become the game's first run. So Paul able to take first base on that. Was a walk, ball 4, but that's still a live ball. Now Shan Lee Casey up, the first baseman. She is batting in that number 5 spot. So 1-0 Green Mountain, bottom of the first. And when Shams has missed, she has missed high here. in his first inning. She's just got to get that release point down. She's holding the ball a little bit too long. That was an excellent pitch. You see Parker, the catcher, come up and always ready to throw the ball. A good catcher is down to second. Oh, beautiful pitch. Set it right on the outside corner. So 2 strikes. Shams looking to end the inning right here herself with a strikeout. She has 1 strikeout in his first inning already. And that got away from her, and that's going to send the runner on that wild pitch down to second base, as that is Paul, as she circled around and tried to draw a throw. So Casey looking for one in the strike zone here that she can drive. And just did. She had a good line on it because that's one of those horizontal foul balls that goes straight back. So she had it timed in there pretty good. So the number 5 batter in the order is going to send that over the top of the short, second baseman, and they're going to send the runner home, and she's going to come in standing up with the game's 2nd run. So a little blooper of a base hit becomes an RBI. As Paul scores, Casey will be at first base. And now Casey McGill, Shanley Casey will be at first base. Casey McGill will be at the plate as Green Mountain able to come up with a couple runs here in the bottom of the first. Yeah, I came over for a couple different weekends for games, and I had the intentions of taping them, but just things didn't fall into place. It happens. The first time I came, that wild pitch back, and again the runner able to move up and take an extra base on that wild pitch, as that's Casey going to second. McGill will be at the plate. Now the first time I came over, it was a clear day, but it had rained the day before, and this field, I did not know it, was washed out. So they moved the game down to the visiting team. They switched home games with who they were supposed to play. So yeah, it wasn't a bad drive. It took me about 27 minutes to drive from my house to here. No big deal. There's just no game here. And then I came over, and the next weekend, and the field was still too wet. So they play at the middle school field in Poultney, which is a beautiful place. But they just don't have anywhere for me to tape from. That will be a walk, and they'll put runners at first and second with 2 down. Now the DP, India Mizuko up. So Mizuko and Green Mountain looking to have a big first inning here, even though they're 2 down. Yeah, and that was not so much high as it was outside. So Shams sets, fires, strike. Nice adjustment by the pitcher as she tickled that inside corner. Jen Heath in her 8th year, that's hard to believe, in her 8th year here at Green Mountain College, because she doubles up as not only the head softball coach, but also the head women's varsity, or no varsity, this is college, the basketball coach for the women's program here. And I've come over and done 1 or 2 games of season 4. I covered Jen when she was a ball player at Castleton State College, so another fall ball. So she's starting to get some years under her belts here. She's 8 years at Green Mountain College as a coach. A good at bat by Mizuko. And again, that will get by the catcher, and that'll be a pass ball this time. Both runners will move up to second and third. So Mizuko, you would think with a single, possibility of scoring a couple runs. Shams had a long inning. And that's going to make it longer, and the runners this time will hold up. Mizuko is the 7th Green Mountain Eagle batter to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first. 2 runs in, and a couple more sitting out there on base. Possibility of a couple more sitting out there on base. Oh, great pitch. That's the inning, but it'll be 2-0 Green Mountain College over Lyndon going into the top of the second. So we will have Willie, the shortstop, be the first batter here for Lyndon, and she'll take strike 1. Cass Nemeth Lazard had a good first inning. She had a strikeout in that first inning. And that will be fouled out of play, and quickly she'll be up in the count, 0-2. That's important. It's going to be Willie, Tony, and LaValle due up here in the top of the second for Lyndon State College, the Hornets, and that's going to be put into play to the shortstop. Clean pickup, the throw, and got her. Nice job. Always an extra bonus to get that leadoff batter out, as Paul, the shortstop, will throw to Casey at first, and she will record that 6-3 ground out. Now Jacqueline Toney, the third baseman, up for Lyndon. Obviously her first time up. She's going to be a lefty, and they're going to put a little shift on for her. The sun right now is definitely going to be a problem for the outfielders, especially center field and right field. And of course at first base, looking into that sun to field the ball. And that will fade away and be called a ball. So far, we're early in the contest, but Nemeth Lazar, the pitcher, hasn't really extended herself into the counts, and that's going to be foul, slapped down the third baseline for a strike. Now just chase down some of these foul balls, and it'll be a good chance for me to reset that defense for you. Emily Hale is at the catcher's position. Shanley Casey is at first base. Jess Misha is at second. Chelsea Paul's at short. Karen Davidson's going to start at third base. It's Casey McGill, Katie Jablonski, and Kim Blank, the outfield. And that will be fouled down the third baseline again, slapped out of play. So a good battle here developing between Toney and Lazar. Oh man, she tried to just tease that ball over that corner and didn't get to call her away. It's a good no call, but it was a pitcher's pitch, that's for sure. Nemeth Lazar. We'll have to wait as Craig Pettis wants to do a little house cleaning out there, and he'll dust off home base. Has some more softball action coming up for you at a later date on Channel 15 from Mill River and from West Rutland. And I believe Proctor. I think we'll head over and do a couple of the Proctor girls games. Oh, that was a tough play. Caught between hops and got her. Oh, what a stretch over there. Give that first baseman, Shanley Casey, a big assist on that, as she will make a bang bang play. So that goes from Davidson to first, and they'll get the out. That's 2 down now with nobody on. And Heather LaValle, the second baseman, up for Lyndon, and she will take one right down the pipe for a strike. That's going to be out of play up toward the cars. I didn't park there. I actually parked somewhere I probably shouldn't have parked. A lot of construction going on. I parked by the porta potty. At my age, it just seemed like an appropriate place to have to park. I just want to get towed away during the game. Oh, that's the center. No, that's going to be out to right. Oh, battling the sun and making the grab for the third out. And that's a good inning defensively and a good job pitching by Lazar. And we'll have a 2-0 lead for Green Mountain College heading into the bottom of the second. So Natalie Shams, the pitcher, number 4, they're back to looking to have a little easier go over here in the second. And she'll start things off with a strike, as she's going to be looking at Jess Misha. So Misha, and then Blank up. That's a foul ball. I just want to check myself and make sure I got this correct. Yeah, and it was Kim Blank who made the catch in right field to end that inning defensively for Green Mountain College, and she'll be batting next. That's obviously too far inside and low, and that made Misha skip back out of the way. 7 batters came to the plate in that first inning for Green Mountain College. And that will be golfed foul. So stay alive. Shams had a couple strikeouts also in that first inning. One of the more damaging stats actually was the pass balls and wild pitches that allowed the runners to move up on those bases. So everybody's set, the ball back into play, and good job of not chasing that elevated fastball by Misha. Yeah, after Blank will be top of the order again, Hale. And that's going to be strikeout number 3 in the ball game for Hale. For Shams, I'm sorry. And that's also the back-to-back strikeouts going back to the bottom of the first. As Blank, and then they'll get another look through the order. Batting number 9, Blank. That's a ball right there. Again, this is a very recently put in field, and I got to tell you, it's a nice little setting Nice little wilderness country setting around it. Ample parking on the left side. Not a bad deal, really. You know, it's kind of late this year to come out and see a softball game, but not next year. You can make a weekend of it. Do a Castleton game on a Saturday and do a Green Mountain game on a Sunday. College softball right here in your backyard. I mean, this is good stuff. At a later date on Channel 15, I have Windsor at Mill River Girls softball action. That should be a dandy of a game. And a change up there by Shams, and she'll be ahead in the count now to blank. Patty Camden's Otter Valley squad looking pretty sharp again this year. Remember, they're the returning Division II champions. And that's just going to be fouled down the third baseline as blank able to get around on the ball and pull it. So as Sham waits, he'll retrieve that particular ball and bring it back into the circle to her. It won't be long, and we'll be talking about American Legion baseball action on Munger Vision. Sham. Whoa, so close. But that will be called ball 4, and that will put blank over at first base on the walk. Brings up the top of the order Hale, who grounded out to third base, to Locke over at third. This is her second time now through the order, getting a look at the pitcher Sham, or Shams. You go to that website also, PEGTV.com, click video on demand. You can watch all kinds of archived sports. That's going to allow the runner to move down to second. There she is. Now, that's what I was talking about in the first inning. That's what really did a lot more damage than anything to Lyndon. So Hale set, pitch coming, and will not get the call this time. And that means Jablonski on deck with just one out here. 3 strikeouts in the ball game for Shams, and she'll get this call there. It's beautiful little screw pitch right there, screwball pitch as it turned down and inside to the right hitting batter Hale. Oh, and nice pitch there. She was taking all the way. She was up in the count. Now I believe we have a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. There is one down and a runner at second for Green Mountain College. And that will be ball 4, but the runner off and safe at third. Well, and that's one thing I've always liked about Coach Jen Heath, is very aggressive on the bases. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Manufactures a lot of scoring situations. Now Jablonski up first and third. You would almost think that they would have to send the runner from first to second on a steal. Yeah, and they do. And what they had the cutoff play, trying to get the runner in a pickle. Just like that, and they will catch blank out at third base as she'll be helped up by Coach Heath. And boy, that's old school right there. That's what the throw was. The catcher had a sign. She sent it to the shortstop. And what they did, the catcher came up like she was going to throw down to second, that's what the runner waits to see before they release to come home. But the shortstop stepped up, cut the throw off, and then they got blank going back to third base out. So well executed play by Lyndon. That's 2 down now for Jablonski at the plate. Off the fist, foul right back to the screen area, the backstop. Well, that's a play you teach from T-ball up or from midget league up, and it works, as you can see. Too low, caught the play, but well below the knee. And Jablonski again, that good sense, a good instinct for the strike zone. We'll take it as a ball. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Green Mountain College at the plate with the lead, and you see Hale in the foreground. She's the runner at second, number 6 in black there for Green Mountain College. So Jablonski looking for that timely hit with 2 down. We'll take strike 3 on the corner, and that's the inning. They'll strand 1. We'll go to the third. 2-0 Green Mountain College with the lead on Munger Vision. You see the Eagles from Green Mountain College gathering in the pitcher circles. They do before the start of each inning. And the third base coach is Brittany Holden. Now, she was the pitcher last year for Green Mountain College, and she graduated and took a job in the area and stayed on to help out with the college, and I think that's great. I think she'll make a great coach someday, a head coach. Does a good job right here. is Erica Parker up, and again, this represents the number 8 batter in the order, and then George on deck, and then there'll be Lyndon that'll be going a second look through the order at Cass Nemeth Lazar. And it's going to drop in front of Jablonski. Now, I was waiting because usually she makes those miraculous diving grabs, but not this time, as that will go through. And it'll put the leadoff batter on, and I'll tell you, that changes the complexion of everything. You get that leadoff batter on. Sets up a bunt, slap, steal, puts pressure on that defense. Yeah. And you can see right there, they were looking to small ball it. The runner chased back to first by Hale, the catcher. Green Mountain College out in the field defensively. Got those sharp-looking black uniforms on. Lyndon, that's the opponent today. That drove all the way to Poultney. And oh, man, that pitch, she turned that over, so it dove down and in to the right-hander and tied her up, jammed her inside. She'll get the swinging strike. Went to the changeup, and we could have a double play. Now she's going to go to first, get the shore out. And that's a smart play. Yeah, so they got the shore out, as Parker will go to second. There's one down now for the top of the order, Kathy Kleinup. She grounded out to the shortstop, Paul. That was her only plate appearance. And that, again, scratched the outside corner, called a strike. Been a good ball game so far. The first game I did not tape because I got here halfway through it, but I watched it, the rest of it. That was a good ball game at 7-5. That's a real good ball game. So hopefully you get to see a Green Mountain College win, as this will probably be my final trip here for softball this year. Like I said, I came twice, watched games. Well, I came once, discovered there was no game. Came second time, couldn't find a spot to shoot from, so I watched the game. And I actually made it here and got a spot and shooting from it now. Nice grab behind the plate by Hale, the catcher. So Cass Nemeth Lazar has had base runners on back in the first. Was able to strand them. Trying to work out a little bit of a pickle here with one down and a runner in scoring position. 2-0 Green Mountain College. We're in the top of the third. Going to go 7. Got a feeling we'll make it because Mother Nature will cooperate. That's popped up, and Blank will come in, make the grab, get the momentum going forward. The throw is going to go all the way through to third, and the runner would have been there anyways. So with 2 down now, it's significant that Parker got over to third base. Now Michelle Wilcox up. She struck out back in the first. So Cass Nemeth Lazar looking to strand that runner at third and put a little extra juice on that pitch, and fastball fouled straight back. Now the significance of, it doesn't even have to be said, but the significance of Parker being at third is wild pitch, pass ball, error, she scores. Hale's done a good job behind the plate as far as keeping everything in front of her and able to slide left and right and not let the ball get by her. And that will miss outside. Same spot, same result, ball 2. Craig Pettis calling the balls and strikes. And Rob Black working the bases. And almost aiming that pitch was Lazar, and it'll be a 3-ball, no strike count. And on 4 pitches, she will put runners at the corners on the walk. For Cassandra Locke, she reached on an error. Her only time up, so the ground ball hit to Misha, who had a problem coming up with it at second base. So with 2 outs right now, Lyndon College trying to get a little 2-out magic going, and that's a great pitch. Great placement on that high outside corner, called a strike. And you know my feeling, first and third, I don't care the outs, you got to go. Look at that play at first, step down for the out. They're going to strand 2, and that's a great job over at first by Casey, and Green Mountain College able to maintain that 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the third. Karen Davidson, and then Paul, and then Shanley Casey coming up for Green Mountain College. Remember, it was Davidson that got hit by a pitch, her only plate appearance, and that eventually became the game's first run. Green Mountain College with a couple on the board in the first were held scoreless in the second. And 4 strikeouts in the book for Shams, the pitcher, Natalie Shams, for Lyndon. And that's going to be Chased down and overran. The ball will go past the outfielder, and that's going to put Davidson on at first base. So that was kind of different because I thought she had a real comfortable beat on the ball and just misjudged it, to be quite frank. Now, Paul up, Chelsea Paul, the shortstop. And that's going to be foul down the first baseline. Got it right off the fist area and is able to muscle the ball that far, but foul. Now, Paul walked and scored the game's second run in that first inning, but Shams going to buckle down here with the runner on first. Caught it, second base. Nice job defensively out there by LaValle, as LaValle will make the grab on that line drive. And the other positive for Lyndon was that the runner had to stay at first base on that play. Now Shanley Casey up. She had an RBI single. And she'll watch that first one. And that's been a very consistent call, that low outside corner. So Natalie Shams and Lyndon trying to maneuver out of a third inning with no score. And that's going to come right at me. And caught right in front of you. That's beautiful camera work by Munger Vision. That was Kathy Klein tracking the ball down nicely and then making the casual grab, or making it look easy for 2 down. Now that ball hit hard, but right at Klein in center field. Now McGill up, and she walked in the first. That was the inning right now. That was the struggle for Lyndon as a team. Lyndon trying to put together back-to-back scoreless innings defensively. That's going to be through the hole for a base hit. That'll move the runners up to first and second now, and that was no doubt about it. She got it through the hole at short. So McGill with the base hit. Now the DP, Makuzo up. Mizuko. I couldn't read my own writing. I apologize about that. Mizuko up. So Mizuko will watch that one split the plate down the middle for a strike. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Green Mountain College. You're watching college softball action on Munger Vision on PEGTV, Channel 15 Sports. Go to PEGTV.com, click Video on Demand, and let all that local sports action blow you away. Strike 2 called. So quickly, an 0-2 count as Shams tries to take care of this jam herself with a strikeout. And that's going to be out of play. Yes. Yeah, I parked there last year and did a game and almost got beamed with the ball. That's why I parked way down by the porta potty. It seemed a fitting place for me. So Shams still up 2 strikes. Missed high. Now, remember that first inning when she was a tad bit wild? She's done a good job of kind of really reeling in her control. Sometimes those first innings are the toughest for a pitcher. And came back inside. Good sequence there, but it was low and did just miss. 2-2 the count to Mizuko. And that could be damage. And yeah, it's going to roll. And at least 2 runs are coming in as we'll follow Mizuko to third base. Shot. She's been given the green light and told to hold up right there. So she will drive in 2 runs. As Davidson will score, McGill will score, and Mizuko will end up at third base. Now Misha up. She's 0 for 1 today. And you can see that Shams just composing herself, getting set for the next batter to step up. I'm not really sure what the hold up is. I'm looking for the umpire, actually. He's missing. I don't know where Craig went to. Oh, okay, he's over. Has he got was there a courtesy runner? Oh, I think that's what happened. Oh, I don't know, to be honest with you. That still looks like Mizuko. So yeah, that's Mizuko. He was doing some book work. Do we have a pinch hitter? No, Misha is up. So we're ready to resume And that's going to be caught, and that's the inning. But 2 more runs for Green Mountain College. Shams will make the grab, but it will become a 4-0 game going into the 4th inning of play. Green Mountain College with the lead. Demuth Lazar working on a shutout right now. She got defensive help behind her today in that second ball game. This is the pitcher Shams up. And great pitch right there outside corner. Shams fouled out to the catcher. Hale. And boy, got the inside call now. So she's been worked inside, she's been worked outside, inside, and she's down 0-2. So Shams got to protect the plate with those 2 strikes. Check swing foul, and that's just what they talk about right there. Don't get caught resting that bat on your shoulder, becoming a spectator, watching strike 3 go by. And it's going to be the third. Davidson, the first, got it. Nice play all the way around, cleanly handled, and that's, like I said, the defense has been very good behind their pitcher today. As I'm just doing my bookwork right now, as I went from Davidson to Casey and Lazar, the pitcher, and Willie now at the plate. And that's going to be a base hit. And oh, what a great scoop. That will save it from being extra bases. They do toss the ball around, but it's backed up by Davidson. So Blank short hopped it. And again, that was the play. It was going to be a base hit all the time, but she was able to short hop it and keep the ball in play in front of her. Now Tony up. She grounded out to Davidson at third. Her only time up. Strike called to the left hitting first baseman Jacqueline Tony. And that's another thing that slap foul. She was trying to go down the third baseline with that pitch, and she did. Started to say Cass Demuth Lazar hasn't been down in the count very often. She's been able to get her first couple pitches over, so she's working either even or up in the count. And that's going to be fouled back. It's 2 strikes now. On the batter, Tony with LaValle on deck. We're at Green Mountain College in Pulteney, Vermont. Jerry Munger, Munger Vision, bringing you this college softball action. Oh, she squarely hit her. Yeah, that's going to put runners at first and second with just the 1 out. So each pitcher has hit a batter today. So LaValle up, she flied out to Blank in right field, Kim Blank. This is her second time through the lineup, taking a look at Cass Demuth Lazar. Craig Bennett's going to do a little dusting of home base. That's what the hold up in the action's for. Hopefully it'll allow Lazar to see the plate, not whack another batter. That'll be foul, pulled foul. So again, Mill River softball action coming up. Some West Rutland softball action. And actually, I forgot to mention, I got a couple Saturday games scheduled where I'll head up to Patty Cannon's Otter Valley squad and bring you those games. So a lot of local sports actions brought to you by Munger Vision. Oh, and that's going to be hit out to Blanks, and Blank will make the grab, staring right into that brilliant sunshine, bring the ball into cutoff, and good job of base running by Lyndon as they're able to get a runner to third base. That was Willie that went to third. So all of a sudden, I'm looking at 3 putouts for Kim Blank, and now Erica Parker up. She singled her last time up. 4-0, Green Mountain College. But Lyndon with a threat here with 2 down. That pitch called a strike to Parker. George on deck for Lyndon. Looked like she took something off the pitch. I don't think it was a true changeup, but she did not get the call anyways. If anything, it was just a little bit too far inside. Davidson able to pick it up and eat it. That's the best thing she could have done. Yeah, the run will score on the error, but she could have compounded the problem by trying to make the play that just wasn't there at that point. So first run of the game comes in for Lyndon, and that still leaves him with first and second. Now Christine George up. She grounded out to the pitcher. That's a strike called. She grounded out to the pitcher, Cass Demuth Lazar. So Green Mountain College now trying not to let this become a big inning. That'll be fouled straight back. Yeah, they're trying to just get out with that 1 run being scored on a sunny early evening ball game. Thought I just heard the church bells ringing, which means it's 6 o'clock. Swung on a miss, or actually swung on a pulled foul. Picked up by Hale, the catcher, and she'll bring it back to Lazar. And yes, it is 6:03. That's going to be a chance for the shortstop. And that's the inning, but it's going to be a 4-1 game as Lyndon will pick up 1 run. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-1, Green Mountain College. Kim Blank will start things off for Green Mountain College. She's had a very good game defensively. She's had 3 putouts in right field. And she'll take strike one. She did reach base on a walk back in a second. That was the only time she got to bat. This is her second time up to take a look at Shams. You see Natalie Shams, number 4, has settled down very nicely in the ball game. She just had a little bit of a control issue in that first inning and gave her catcher some fits, but she's so far found kind of like her rhythm here. And a good eye by Blank as she went go fishing for that pitch down in the dirt. Top of the order on deck for Green Mountain College. And a good eye being exercised there by Blank as she'll take ball 2. Jen Heath, he said the head coach here at Green Mountain College. She's where they're coaching third base this inning. That ball pulled foul. And I always invite you to watch Sports Speed on Channel 15 or on the internet at PEGTV.com. You can click on Sports Speed and watch it, but it's on Mondays. That's outside for a ball. I believe it's worked it to a full count. It's on Mondays at 4:30 in the afternoon, Tuesdays at 5:30 in the afternoon, and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. And then I'll also tell you, as that is ball 4, and Blank will walk that Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can turn on Channel 15 and start watching the games of the week. They run it from 4 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday to 8 o'clock Sunday morning, so plenty of time to catch up on your local sports action. Your sports leader is Munger Vision. I don't care what those guys getting paid to tell you. As Emily Hale up, she has grounded out 5-3. That's the third base and walked. And I don't think that's going to be playable. No. It's going to be on down the first baseline out of play, so that'll just be a little blooper of a strike called. Hale will pick the bat back up. Jablonski on deck, and then Davidson. So we'll see what Coach Heath wants to do with that base runner over at first base. Blank with good speed, and that looks to be playable on the infield, and it will be called for at third base and grabbed over there for the out by Cassandra Locke. So they will get Hale on a pop-up on the infield. Runner can't move up. And Jablonski up. She's 0 for 2 today. She has struck out twice here in this ball game. And Natalie Cham right there. She's got her mechanics and her release point and her step down a lot better right now. Because a lot of times that first inning is just rugged for pitchers. They just don't have ample enough time to get loosened up. That's going to be up, and it's going to drop in for a base hit, and that'll put runners at first and second. So Jablonski will end that 0 for 2 streak, that back-to-back strikeout stuff with a single. So 1 out, Karen Davidson up. She has been on base twice. She has scored twice. She was hit by a pitch and scored in the first, and she reached on an error and scored. Now don't forget, my book is always unofficial. And that's going to be ball 1 as Davidson laid off that pitch. Chelsea Paul on deck, the shortstop for Green Mountain College. That one low again. So Shams trying to avoid a big inning here as her team just got a run back for her. In a 4-1 ball game. Green Mountain College with the lead, and oh, that one right there. You could see Davidson stepping back, but that was a good pitch. Sham works at a pretty decent pace, not too fast and not really lollygagging between pitches. She seems to really have a good composed attitude out there in the circle, which your pitchers really should if they're going to be pitchers. Davidson again is taking that one all the way, and will find herself with 2 strikes now. 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 down. Bottom of the 4th. Green Mountain College with the lead. Oh, and she chased one up and out of the strike zone and helped out the pitcher right there, and she will become a strikeout victim and also the second out. Fifth strikeout of the ball game for Shams, and now Paul up, Chelsea Paul. Too far inside, and she'll step in there, and if she can get on, extend the inning, it'll be Shanley Casey coming up next. Same pitch, same results, ball two. Now Paul has walked and scored, and she lined out hard to the second baseman, made a nice leaping stab with the ball. That's going to be the inning. Yes, it will. So they'll strand a couple, and we'll have a 4-1 game going into the fifth. Green Mountain College with the lead on Munger Vision. Top of the order, Kathy Klein up. She's 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out to the shortstop and flied out to the right fielder, Blank. Having a good job so far in the circles, Cass Nemeth Lazar. That pitch will sail on her. The wind picking up a tad bit, so it will affect these outfielders on fly balls. The good news for the pitcher is the pitcher's wind. It's blowing right into the batter's face from straight in from center field in. And yeah, the temperature is starting to dip a little bit from what we had earlier. But you know, spring in Vermont, or spring sports in Vermont, is always either wet or chilly or cold. You do get the occasional really nice day, but you know, it's springtime in New England. I mean, come on. And Lazar will miss high and away this time. Nemeth Lazar. Oh, you want to really try and avoid putting that leadoff batter on. That's to Jablonski. She'll just casually come in, and I tell you, she is as close a thing to a sure thing on any fly ball or line drive hit in that area as there is in the college game. So Jablonski will retire Klein, and now Michelle Wilcox up. She has struck out, and she has walked. And you missed that because I didn't have the camera where it should have been. She fouled it off for a strike. So Wilcox batting in the number 2 spot. Cassandra Locke on deck in the number 3 spot. We're in the 5th. Barring a blowout here where you'd have a mercy rule. Looks like we're going to go all 7. That's again Jablonski making the call and just glides the ball, tracks it, makes the grab. Again, she is a senior, and it is Seniors Day, so congratulations to all the seniors. Congratulations to Katie Jablonski. Now Cassandra Locke up. She reached on an error in the first and then grounded out to the first baseman her other time up. That was Casey, Shanley Casey. And Jablonski looking to have a 3 for 3 day. No, it's going to be the infielder taking the ball. That's Paul with the grab, and a nice inning of work there as we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 4-1, Green Mountain College. Well, we're starting to get into the later portion of the ball game, bottom of the 5th. Of a 7-inning game. Shams, the pitcher, and her teammates behind her got to kind of look for those defensive stops and shut down Green Mountain College as Lyndon finding themselves down by 3 at 4-1. Shanley Casey, Casey McGill, and India Mizuko, the 3 due up for Coach Jen Heath. And that will be a foul ball. And that's somebody's car. And then when it got whacked, everybody gave it a big cheer. I should tell you that Casey at the plate today has singled and then flied out to the center fielder. And you can see that the batter right there, Casey kind of stepped back, but the pitch called a strike. Shams went high, elevated the fastball, the rise ball, and didn't get the call. 5 strikeouts. I want to double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still 5 strikeouts in the ball game for Shams. Oh, and she went back up the ladder, just trying to get it again, chase the ball out of the strike zone, and she got her to hold up. So Shanley Casey will step back and draw the walk. So that will put the leadoff batter down at first base for Green Mountain College and bring up Casey McGill. McGill's been on base twice today and scored a run. She has walked and she has singled. And McGill obviously not that high pitch, and Casey staying at first base. Pivotal inning right here for Lyndon. Once you get that leadoff batter on, the odds go way up in your favor of getting a run scored. And that's going to be caught right on the edge of the outfield grass by the second baseman, LaValle. So Heather LaValle record the out. Runner unable to move up on that, and now India Mizuko up. She has struck out and singled. Strike called. Green Mountain College with 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third, and that's been the offense as we're here in the 5th. And that's going to be foul, and somebody's car is going to get it again. Nope, it'll miss him. Oh, yeah. Parking lots are always precarious. When I cover Legion ball, boy, I just see so many cars get whacked and smashed, windshields and dents down there on foul balls. That'll literally roll in. I think it hit the side of her leg when she released the pitch early, obviously. And Mizuko looking for something she can get the bat on. That won't be one right there. They'll throw down to first. I did not follow the play, but the play was not close. Casey got back there well ahead of the play, and Tony made the grab defensively. So Shams will get that put into play. It's a slow grounder at the third. They'll get the force out, and that's it. Yeah, so they came up with the play they had to make as Willie goes to LaValle on the force out. So on a fielder's choice, Mizuko will be safe. And that'll bring up Jess Misha. Misha 0 for 2 today. The runner down at first was not off on the pitch. So again, big inning for Shams to get out of this inning, the 5th. Send the team into the 6th down just the same score, down just 4-1. Gets that look in, sees the targets on the outside corner, and nice. Didn't hit exactly where they wanted it, but got the strike called. That's really the end result's what matters. So Green Mountain College trying to look for the split today against Lyndon. Like I said, I've come over and done some some college basketball games here for Coach Jen Heath, and for some reason that's going to be playable, and not played, and foul ball called. So they will send. They got a little break there, and I tell you, she just didn't look sure of it from the get-go. I'm talking about Tony, the first baseman. So we can see now Green Mountain College can take advantage. Misha, in particular, this extra swing of the bat, because she should have been out on that play right there. She'll bring it back to Shams. She'll stab the ball. She'll throw to first. That's the inning. We're going to go to the 6th. 4-1 Green Mountain College with that lead. So looking at Natalie Shams, number 4 batter in that lineup. So they got the cleanup batter up, Shams. We are in the top of the 6th. Game's had a good pace to it, and that first pitch will be out from the shin guard of Hale, the catcher, and obviously a ball. And that's cast Nemeth Lazar. Waits for the umpire to, he'll go back and pick up that loose foul ball, or not foul ball, that ball that went off from the shin guard. Now, Lazar has not had a problem with her control today as far as a lot of walks or pass balls, or she's been in control of the contest. Great pitch. I'll set that defense up for you one more time. Shan Lee Casey's at first base defensively. Jess Misha is at second. That's Chelsea Paul at short. Karen Davidson is at third base. The outfield has Jablonski, Katie Jablonski in center. That's a foul ball. Kim Blank in right field, and Casey McGill is the left fielder. Emily Hale is the catcher. And they've done a good job today. They have just the one error in the ball game, and that will become a walk. So the leadoff batter on for the second inning in a row. And Willie up. Now, last inning they got the leadoff batter on. No, they got this number 2 batter came up. Yeah, came around to score. And boy, Blank, battle in the sun, will make the grab. She has been so solid out there in right field. Every opportunity that's been given to her, she has made the play. And again, the runner can't move up on it. I have her 4 putouts. 1, 2, 3, 4. She has 4 putouts in the ball game, so that's a good day's work. Jacqueline Tony up. She was hit by a pitch her last time up. It's the shortstop. There's 1, and that's what they're going to get. The lead runner. So a nice job, as you could see. Misha coming over to cover the bag, and the throw from Paul was right there. So a 6-4 force out. Fielder's choice for Tony, and Heather LaValle up. She has flied out to Kim Blank in right field both times today. Again, looking to make short work of the 6th inning is Cass Nemeth Lazar. And again, the target being set up on the inside corner, and Misha on the outfield grass. Nope. A little break down there in communications as they bring the ball into the circle and nobody to cover the bag. So again, an extra out being given. An extra out being given. Parker up. She reached on an error her last time up. So again, boy, leave the door open, give them the extra out. See what transpires from it here is Cass Nemeth Lazar. Been composed all day, and that's going to be hit to Misha, and boy, bad bounce. And it hit the runner. It's got to be an out, and that's what it is. That's the inning as the ball hit the base runner, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-1. Green Mountain College with that lead. Moved right along. It's had a good clip to it. For the 2nd time in 5 innings, Kim Blank, the number 9 batter, will lead things off for Green Mountain College. And again, defensively, she's had a really solid ball game. She's walked twice, so she's been on base twice. She's got a good eye, and basically all around, she's going to get a good report card from this ball game. She's done well. That's off the fist and foul, and out of play for a strike. And for Lyndon, they still have Natalie Shams in the circle as the pitcher. Erica Parker is the catcher. That's the battery. Jacqueline Tony's at first base defensively. Heather LaValle is the second baseman. That pitch too far outside for a ball. Caitlin Willie is a shortstop. Cassandra Locks at third. Michelle Wilcox, Kathy Klein, and Christine George make up the outfield. And again, it's been 2 runs in the first, 2 in the third. That's all the scoring for Green Mountain College. They've held Lyndon to just a 1 run. That's where we stand in the bottom of the 6th, scheduled for 7, 4-1 Green Mountain College. And she will walk for the 3rd time in the ballgame. That's tough, the number 9 spot. Give up 3 walks there. Top of the order, Emily Hale up. Hale has grounded out to 3rd, walked, and then flied out to 3rd. So she's been able to pull the ball, obviously. And holding up at 3rd base, or first base, was Blank. Oh, always get out there and watch the college sports in your area. That's going to be over the top of Willie, and that'll be a single, and that'll put runners at 1st and 2nd. So Green Mountain College with the makings of some trouble here, as they have 2 on and nobody down. With the number 2, 3, 4 batters coming up. Jablonski up. She had a single her last time up, and table set for some insurance runs to be added here in the bottom of the 6th. And Jablonski will watch that first pitch, literally watch the first pitch come in and split the plate for a strike. And Shams will miss high. That was her issue in the 1st inning. She was just a little bit wild. The catcher was having a little bit of problem zooming with her. Had a lot of wild pitches and pass balls. And brought the pitch inside, and just too far inside. Right idea. The pitcher's pitch. Just didn't get the call. And so Shams going back to work here. Jablonski dropping the bunt. Beautiful. Nope, foul. I'm way out in center field. It looked like it had deadened itself and was going to stay right on the infield, but it did go foul, so everybody will move it back now. See what was so good about that attempted bunt was she disguised it and held it back to the very last second. And I can tell you right now, they were off guard at the defensive positions. Lock at third, playing just about even with the bag. And that's going to do some damage. That's going to get the runners to first, second, and third. So the base is juiced on Jablonski's second single of the ball game, as she's 2 for her last 2 at-bats. Base is loaded, nobody out, and Davidson up. And like I said, in the 4-1 game, they've got to bring the infield in, and they have. They brought the infield in, and the outfield's taking some steps in, trying to cut the runner down at the plate. And that will be fouled out of play. Davidson might have gone up out of the strike zone for that one. Looked a little high, but, you know, the base is loaded, nobody out. You get a little jacked when you're up there, and you might be a little impatient, especially on that first pitch. Drops the bunt down, and she got it. She beat it. Tell you what, that surprised the heck out of me. That's a gutsy call, especially when you have your number 3 hitter up there. So everybody will move up and be safe on bases. And Paul up, Chelsea Paul now in a 5-1 game. Still nobody down now. Like I said, the makings of a colossal inning here. Bases loaded, 1 run in, nobody out. Paul coming to the plate has walked, lined out to second, and popped up to first. And a good job by the catcher, Parker, stabbing that ball, not allowing it to get by her. So in a 5-1 game, critical here for Lyndon to make some plays. They're going to try to cut the runner down, and it's not a tag play. Yeah, she's out. It's a force out because the bases are loaded, and that was a well-executed play as the shortstop, Willie, fired it home and cut down Hale. So that is the first out, but the bases still remain loaded for Shanley Casey. I tell you what, and it's a long way to go here, but if Lyndon can get out of this inning with just giving up the 1 run, they're still in it coming into the top of the 7th. Pitch high for a ball. Bases juiced as Eagles everywhere out there. Green Mountain College Eagles taking on the Lyndon Hornets. Oh, good pitch. Strike right there. Yeah, so Casey, Shanley Casey at the plate, and Casey McGill on deck. And that's going to do some damage. There's 1 run coming in, and there's the 2nd run coming in, and a 3rd run coming in as they will have a triple. And oh yeah, what a difference that hit made in the ball game. As Casey will drive in 3. And yeah, she'll get some high fives for that. So 4 runs this inning makes it an 8-1 game. And that'll bring up Casey McGill. Tell you, that was a good, solid hit right there by Shanley Casey. Like I said, she ends up collecting 3 RBIs off from that stroke. So in the first 3 innings, they were able to score 4 of their 8 runs, and then late in the ball game, they were able to get their other 4. As Shams able to get that a foul ball strike. So McGill has scored a run today. Her last time up, she popped up to the second baseman, LaValle. On a spring evening, got college softball action for you on PEGTV on Munger Vision. That's going to be the backstop, and they will hold Casey at third base. She watched and then started to break, and then they held her up, and I think that was a good decision at that point. That's the kind of thing, if you're going to go, you got to go immediately. The longer you hang out, the odds go way up. You're going to go down at the plate, be out. Pitch on the way, and again, good discipline at the plate by McGill not to swing at it. There is that 1 out. Remember the force out at home base when the bases were juiced to nobody out. And that's going to be another base hit, and the 9th run of the game will come in. So an RBI for McGill. And a big, big inning for Green Mountain College as the 8th batter coming to the plate right now. No, the 7th batter, Mizuko, coming up. And we're going to have Is that the mercy rule? You know, let me do my math. Oh, let me see here. I think we hit the mercy rule. So if I add up real quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's going to be the ball game. So it's going to end in a Green Mountain College win. So I finally got one on tape, and it's the right one because they looked good. They were impressive. They won the ball game. It was a well-umpired ball game, well-coached, and it was a lot of fun to do. I urge you to get out there and support Green Mountain College sports, and always remember to support Munger Vision.